Hello students, welcome to another session of English Grammar by me. You already know my name. I am Pooja Agrawal, your English lecturer for the session. Okay, the topic for today is prepositions, and prepositions are one of the most important topic of English language. They are the ones which create or which tell relationship of one thing with another. So by studying the prepositions in detail, we will be able to make our sentences in English correctly with their meaning clear. So let's start with the topic preposition. Can you tell me the definition of preposition? The word preposition can be broken down into two frames. For example, it can be written as preposition. Can you see this, children? We can break down the word preposition into two forms, saying it as preposition. Preposition means prepositions are those words which are placed before. Pre means before. Position means place. The prepositions are the words that are placed before. Before what? That are placed before a noun, a pronoun, or an adjective. Anything it can be. But prepositions are normally placed after a verb in the sentence. Okay, this is about where the prepositions are placed in the sentence. But now let us talk about what does preposition do in the sentence. To explain this, prepositions normally tells us the relation between a noun with another noun, with a pronoun, with a verb, or even with an adjective. So, preposition tells the relationship between one noun or another noun, one noun or a pronoun, verb and a noun, adjective and a noun. This is what the preposition does. So, if I can make a flow diagram, here there can be a noun, then there can be a verb, and then there is normally a preposition, and here again there can be a noun or any of these, or we can say noun or a pronoun. A very easy example to show this formula is, there are many cows in the field. Now can you see this example? Here, what is the preposition? First of all, we should understand. The word in here is the preposition, and here the word cows is a noun, and then there is another word called field. It is also the noun, and the word in is telling us the relationship between these cows and the field. So here we can say cow और field के बीच का रिश्ता क्या है? What is the relation? That cows are in the field. The word in is telling you the location, the place where the cows are. And this location preposition or this place preposition is telling you the relationship between cows and the field. So I hope this demarcation or this segregation of the word preposition makes it very clear to you what prepositions are. Okay, now let's move into the details of the preposition. Okay. To start with, I have already explained you the definition of preposition. Now let's start with how many types of prepositions are there. There are normally 3 types of prepositions. Prepositions of place. Then the second kind of prepositions are preposition of time, and last one is preposition of direction. These are the 3 categories into which the prepositions are divided into. There can be 2 prepositions for one possible situation, and sometimes one preposition can do 2 functions. There are certain prepositions which come under the category of preposition of place, and at the same time they also come under the category of preposition of time. And there's a different category which comes under preposition of direction or location. To start with, we shall start with the preposition of place. Okay. Now, to start with the preposition of place, the first and the most common type of preposition of place are in, on, and at. These are the 3 prepositions which can be used as a preposition of place. Place का मतलब होता है जगह. Now see, how do I use this preposition? For example, I am having a jar in which the water is already being filled. मतलब जब मैंने उस जार को देखा तब उस जार के अंदर पानी already भरा हुआ था. So how will I explain this whole situation by the means of preposition? It will be like this. The water is in the jar. Now can you see this preposition? This preposition in, suppose this is the jar and I am talking about the water. And where is the water? The water is automatically inside the jar. I can also say the water is, there's another option which can be used here, inside the jar. Both these options are okay for the preposition in, which is the example of preposition of place. Now, where am I standing right now? I am in the class. Now, what is the relation between I and class? See, I is a pronoun and the word class is the noun. The word in is explaining the relationship between I, who is me over here, and class, where I am teaching. So, here the preposition in is explaining the relation that I am in the class and not on the class. So, this is how the water is in the jug, or the water is in the, we can say jar, or we can also say the water is in the jug. And we also had an example, cows are grazing in the field. Now suppose if I say, let's take, dogs are barking in the garden. Now, where are dogs? Dogs are in the garden, and what are they doing? They are barking. So, here this was a noun, this was a noun, and this was the verb, and this specifies my definition which I have told you earlier also, that prepositions are always placed before a noun but normally after a verb. So, here also the word in is telling the relationship between dogs and in the garden. So, this was about the preposition in used as place. Now, let's talk about preposition on as the plate. Now, let's imagine this jar is kept on the table. Sorry, my diagram is not very good, but still. Now, let's imagine this is a table. The diagram is really poor, students, but you just have to imagine. Okay? This is a table and the jar is kept here on the table. When something is kept on something, touching the surface, we use the preposition on. For example, where am I standing right now? I can make the sentence, I am standing on the floor. So this is how the preposition on is telling the relationship between I and the floor. So on is again used as a preposition of place. Now again I can also say the jar is on the table or anything. We can say the box is on the table. When anything is on anything, suppose if I am wearing a cap on my head, I will say the cap is on my head. Anything above anything, of course, it needs to touch it, and then we say the preposition on is used to tell their relationship. So I hope this is very clear. Now coming to the last preposition of this series, that is at. At is used to tell about the exact place. At is normally used to tell where a thing is exactly placed or where a thing is exactly located. For example, I teach at CPC College, Nagpur. Now I am telling you the exact name of the college where I teach. Now suppose if I am talking about where do I stay, normally I stay in the city called Nagpur. With this city, I just forgot to tell you, in is also used for big cities. In is also used to mention cities. If I have to say where do I stay in Nagpur. But Nagpur is a big city. If I want to tell the exact location where I stay in Nagpur, then I can say I stay at Dharampet. Now, this tells the exact place or exact location where I stay in Nagpur. But suppose if I need to mention the name of the city where I stay in India, then I will make the sentence, I stay in Nagpur. So, with these two sentences, we also understand that at is used for exact location but which is smaller in comparison, and in is used for locations. Yes, of course it is exact only. I cannot live in 2-3 cities at the same time. So if I am staying at Nagpur, that is the exact city where I am staying, but it is a bigger area. The area wise, if the area is small, it is more exact. We use the preposition at. If the area is big, we use the preposition in with it. So here also we can say that they tell both of them tell the place, but for these two things. One is the more exact thing and this is the exact thing in the broader sense. Okay, let's take some more examples of the preposition at. The train arrived at the station at 5 p.m. So now I have mentioned which word over here? At the station. The word at is again describing the exact place where the train has arrived. So this is how we have used the word at. Okay. So now this is how I told you the 3 examples in, on, at as place. Now let's study the usage of in, on, at as time. I hope this is very clear to you, students. These same prepositions in, on, at are also used to describe the time of anything. Now let's start with in. When I will say, suppose if I say, I will come in 5 minutes. That means I am telling you the time in which I am going to come wherever I want to come. So I will use the example I can say the train will arrive in 5 minutes. Now this in here is the preposition of time because it is telling at what time, around what duration of time the train is going to arrive. Now let's say any other example with in. There are many examples with in also. For example, I can say I was born. If someone wants to tell his year, I was born in 1980. This is the year of birth of anyone who was born. So again we use the preposition in. Now if this is with years we use in, then Ravi won the last match in January 2016. Now you need to remember, whenever there is month written, whenever there is year written, we always use the preposition in to tell the time. So Ravi won the last match in January 2016. So these are the 3 examples for in used as time. Now let's see, on is also used as time. How do we use on as time? Like this. Ram will go to school dash Monday. Now here I will use the preposition on. Ram will go to school on Monday. Now again I can say Shiva was born on 30th July. As I told you earlier, with years, with minutes and with months, we use in. But with days and with dates, you need to remember these 2 things with related to this on. It is used with days. Days means Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or it can also be used with dates. So here in this 2 sentence, I have used on with day, and here I have used on with a date. So on is also used as a time with dates and with days. Okay. Now at. Now coming to the third one, it is at. Now coming to this series, the last preposition of this series, that is at. Like we had used in place, it is used for exact place. Similarly, with time also, we use the preposition at for exact time. Here we will cut this place and we are talking about the exact time. Whenever I am referring about the exact time of any action that is being done, I will always use the word at. For example, the class starts daily at 9 a.m. Now can you see, I have used the word at to tell the exact time of when the class starts daily. I can also say the sun rises at 6:30 a.m. during winters. Here again, I have used the preposition at to tell you about the exact time when the sun rises in the winter. So here I have expressed the three prepositions in, on and at with reference to time. Now I will tell you two sentences where we can put the preposition in as well as at. Okay, now I am going to tell you two sentences where the answer in will also be right and the answer at will also be right. The example is, stayed here we can write either at, or we can also write the answer in over here. Whatever you fit, you will get correct, because Rahul stayed at the hotel. If we are using at, we are telling you the exact place where Rahul stayed. And of course, since hotel is a three-dimensional place, obviously Rahul was inside the hotel. That also fulfills our purpose. So we can also use the preposition in over here. Now, another example, we work again at oblique in the store. Here also in this sentence, we can use the word at and in. Both the options are correct with both the sentence. So sometimes one single sentence can have more than one answer and both the answers can be correct with their meanings. Okay, so these were the two examples where we had used the preposition in as well as at. Okay, now since we are doing the preposition of place and time, let's discuss some more examples. Again, like I told you, on is used with days and dates. Similarly, in is used with months and years. You can note down this, students, and you can remember it that on is used for days and dates like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Dates like on 7th, on 18th, and in 1998, in January, like this we can use. Up, we'll talk with some more examples where we can use the preposition at. Suppose someone is good in some form of art. How do we say it? Ravi is good at painting. Ravi is good at painting. Here also we use at. Here it is used for exact art on which Ravi is good. At is also used for pointing something. I can say, look at me. Now here again at is pointing on the exact person who wants to be looked at. So at is also used for art. At is also used for exact person. Anything where you specify something exactly, you use the preposition at. I think that's very clear. You can also remember or think about many other examples where you use the preposition at. You can also say, I will come to your house at night. At night matlab aaj raat ko. You're mentioning the exact time when you are going to your friend's place or your own place. Okay, so this was another example of at. So we have done these three examples where we have spoken about the prepositions of place and time. We are doing prepositions of place and time. So simultaneously I'll tell you some more prepositions of place. Another example of preposition of place can be under, below or above. Now again, these are very easy prepositions. Under means something, below something. Below and under can be replaced with each other. There is no major difference between the two. For example, I can say the cat is dash the table. What will be the answer over here? The answer obviously is under the table. Or I can say the cat is, I have to make it bit more clear. The cat is sitting, and then if I am using this word, cat is sitting below the table. Again, these prepositions are also the prepositions of place. Now above also tells you about the location. For example, this is a whiteboard which is above the floor. So what can I say here? The board is above the floor. Or I can also say balloons flew high above in the clouds. Here I have told you about the position of these two things. So these were also the prepositions of place. So you can note it down. We have studied in, on, at for place. We have studied under, below and above as place. Then there are some miscellaneous prepositions which are also used to tell the place of something. For example, there we are describing the place of a house. Now, I can say my house is in front of the temple. The preposition there is in front of. I can also say my house in front of. This can define the place of my house. I can also say my house is behind the temple. I can also say my house is next to the temple. I can also say my house is beside the temple, or anything. My house is at the back of the temple, behind the temple, next to the temple, beside the temple. All these things tell the location where my house is. So these are some more commonly used prepositions of place. Okay, now we'll talk about some more prepositions of time. Give me another pen. Yes. Now, after in, on, at, as time, we will see some more preposition which refer to the time. The two most commonly used preposition with reference to the time are during, and the other one is within, after, and then can be before. How do you use the preposition during? During is a duration. When something happened in a specified duration. How will we use the preposition during? The example is, I visited Agra during my stay in Delhi. Now did you see what time I am referring? I am referring that I might have stayed in Delhi for about a month, and during that duration I visited Agra whenever I got the time. So here the preposition during explains a time span of something. I visited Agra during my stay in Delhi. See, you can see there's another preposition over here, in Delhi. Here in is used to specify my exact place where I was. Okay. Now let's make the use the example within. Now my brother will come from London when? Within a week. Now this preposition within specifies a duration when my brother will be back. Within a week मतलब एक हफ्ते के अंदर अंदर मेरा भाई लंदन से वापस आ जाएगा. I can also use the preposition in a week over here. Now as I told you, these two prepositions, they could have also been used here depending on the need. My brother will come from London after a week. My brother will come from London before a week. I can also say, I will go to the market after 10 a.m. Okay? Then I will sleep before 10 p.m. So did you see? I have used these two words before and after as the preposition of time. So can you see these two prepositions? And all these four are being used as a preposition of time. Okay? So we'll just revise. Are there any other prepositions which can be used as preposition of time or place? Yes. There are some more prepositions of place which I'll be telling you just now. Up and down. Did I tell you this earlier? The preposition up and down is also used as a preposition of time. I am, for example, I am going up the hill. In some cases, this up can also be told as the preposition of direction. Here, down also, the book is kept down in the drawer. The book is kept up in the shelf. So, up and down are also the prepositions of place. So, students, in today's class, we have discussed all the prepositions, or I can say maximum prepositions which expresses time and place with respect to a noun or another noun or a pronoun or any two parts of speech to tell the relationship between them. I hope all of you are clear with the prepositions I told you in this session. With some more interesting prepositions, we shall be meeting again in my next lecture. Till then, stay tuned.